Hi, welcome to this new session. This is going to be a very interesting session, and that is about inclusiveness and employee engagement. These are the two terms that are really wonderful in the organizational productivity. If you try to maintain these two terms in modern organizations, employees feel highly motivated in the company because they feel valued, they feel more cared, and they feel more recognized. So these are two terms which are highly recommended that organizations should follow and maintain at the highest level if they really want their employees to be motivated to put their efforts for the organizational productivity. And that is possible, they can do that. And the top companies which are having this all 100% organizational productivity and processes because of the activities of inclusiveness and employee engagement. If employees are valued, employees are putting efforts, employees are giving you 100% sense of attachment, sense of loyalty with that company. You might have heard about many definitions of inclusion, inclusiveness, and all that, but it's really very important. Inclusion means creating kind of environment where everyone feels welcome and valued. And this inclusive environment can only be created once we are more aware of our unconscious biases and have learned how to manage them. So, if you know how to manage them, if you know how to apply the positive inclusiveness in the organizations, equity, diversity, and inclusion, and then having the more participation from employees, then your company definitely is on the right track. So, let's move and talk more about this session today. Now we talk about employee engagement, a positive attitude held by the employees towards organization and its values. Employees are engaged because they want their company to progress, and they have this positive attitude to the values of the organization. An engaged employee is aware of business context and works with colleagues to improve performance of the company. So you know your work, you know your company, you know the direction of your company, you putting your efforts, you having 100% participation for your company's benefits. So that employee is engaged in the company. And then organization must also work to develop and nurture engagement, which requires a two-way relationship between employee and employer. Good companies maintain this employee engagement. And they have done so well. If you name some of the top companies around the world, they have maintained so well about employee engagement. And they have also utilized such engagement activities where people have more positive attitude to the company. They value more the organizational activities all of the time. They are motivated to value organizational activities. And this is only possible when the companies have really maintained employee engagement activities. If you maintain that, you will get that. It's a two-way kind of traffic. And that's why it's a two-way relationship between employer and employee. In the similar fashions, we got to talk about HR strategy for employee engagement. What is the role of human resource management? Because you're learning, this is a professional diploma from A to Z HR skills, where you got to learn the HR strategies that they are using for employee engagement. And this slide will help you how this is being done. Commitment to employee well-being. You gotta care. This is about the we caring employees. We listen them, we care them, we help them, we encourage them, we take care of them. So this is the commitment from the employee, from the organization to the employee well-being. Taking taking care of the health and safety seriously, working to minimize the accidents, injuries, violence, harassment, and taking effective actions should a problem occur. So it means they're always at the side of the employees. Anything happen, they're so serious to address that quickly because they believe the first and foremost aspect in any organization are the employees. So if you care to that level, you have no idea how employees will care you, and you can make magic wonders in the organizations. And that's only because of the commitment which you have shown to employee well-being and employee taking cares. And then if you see the second one's clear, accessible HR policies, practices. This is something which I always say in most of the sessions, that the policies should have so much clarity, should be so much clarity in understanding, and should be oriented to the employees, should be taught properly and make employees understand everything. So it's accessible to all of them. Once they know everything what they're supposed to do, they know what are the directions of the organization, they know what kind of efforts they need to put over, they know what their organization is looking for, they know what bosses demands from them, they know what is their job description that demands to complete on time. And these all practices which they do, and all of the people, if they are doing it, then definitely it's going to be a good sign for the organization to go with highest objectives achievement of the organization. So this is kind of senior management, the line management, commitment to appraisals, equal opportunities, and of course family friendliness environment in the organization as well. Uh, and definitely when you say about the fair pay and benefits in terms of comparison inside outside the organization, so fair pay benefits, uh, this is based on the performance, based on the qualification, based on the motivation level of the employees. I mean, some people get more, some people get less, but if some people get more, some people less, you have to show clarity in that criteria, where people should not feel that they are being paid less because of any reason. Once you have so much clarity, even if they are being paid less, they will accept it because they know what are the criteria for that. And that's really most important in the organization. The human resource must maintain that criteria and help employees in the understanding of those policies and appraisal performance criteria, everything. And kind of harmony in the working environment, encouraging employees to respect and help each other. And this is the philosopher Robinson in 2004. He gave the idea. It's definitely very encouraging, very good idea that organizations should do. And you as an HR professional, because you're learning these things to apply in your profession. So if you create the harmonious work environment where you help employees, if you start helping employees, remember, or I would like to say to all of the learners in this professional diploma, remember, if you really keep your respecting behavior to all of them, keep your positive attitude, a graceful approach, graceful attitude in the organization, you are definitely being noticed by the management. And you are definitely being noticed by all employees. They keep respecting you as well. So you got to be so professional, so unique, so positive attitude in your work, in your dealing, in your communication, in your approach. Then you see how you turn to be the most professional person in that company, so everybody will like you. So you have to work on that environment. So if you become like that, imagine if you have that attitude once you are an employee. Imagine when you become a boss in the same organization, if you try to give orientation and training to same people around them, the organization is going to be a wonderful place to work. It's going to be an ideal situation that all of the people harmony. I mean, they're maintaining this harmony. There's so much harmonious working environment in that company. People start respecting each other and helping each other, caring each other, supporting each other, respecting each other. Things are going to be so positive for that company. And this is the reason that some top companies have really maintained these all good things in the organizations. Let's check few more literature. This is CIP definitions. What CIPD thinks about. They have their philosophers have mentioned about this one, that they positively present during the performance of work by willingly contributing intellectual effort experiencing positive emotions and meaningful connections to others. So that engagement is also there. Of course, this is a really good thing because positive emotions and meaningful connections to each other for the progress of the employee engagement and combination of the commitment to the organization and its values plus a willingness to help out colleagues. That we always talk about the organizational citizenship in the organizations. And a great organizational citizenship behavior in the organization, which is very positive, very helpful, very enthusiastic, very emotional approach to the organizational success really being noticed by the top bosses. And if you see, the last line is the engagement is something that employee has to offer. It cannot be required as part of the employee contract, but you have to pay something extra. So this is something that in the contract might not be written, that what's your attitude, what's your graceful presentation you do have towards the organization. That might not be mentioned in the organization, but if you really perform and you play the role, and if you carry that attitude in the organization, then it's really great sign of the company that how much good you are to the organization, and they will notice you. They might give you some of the responsibilities and opportunities, and they might notice that this is the employee that we need. And because of you, because of that attitude which you do have, other employees will learn from you, and everybody's going to be like that, and that will make the company a great and very attractive working environment in the company. A couple more philosophers, they're talking about employee engagement focus on explicitly on the job. That's about intellectual, affective, and social. This is the thing, that intellectual engagement are thinking hard about the job and how to do it better. Now, I have learned from some of the philosophers that if you think any job is difficult, which your company cannot afford to give you training on that, but you are working on that, you try to learn more from your seniors. Try to browse and surf and find out the methods to do that job yourself because you love your company. Of course, you have to demand from your company to give you training of that particular, if you require some support. But imagine if that is taking time or some formalities are going on. So on your own, you start working on that to help the company, and that is one of the emotional approach that you can put in the company, intellectual based. But of course, thinking hard about the company, that how you want to make this job better, how you want to perform this better. That's intellectual approach of the employee engagement. And effective one, engagement of feeling positively about doing the good job. So you really love it, you like it, you're loyal to that job, you enjoy your job, you have a graceful attitude towards that job. And of course, social engagement or actively participant opportunity to discuss work related improvements with others at work as well. That okay, you had this experience, you share with them that okay, you had this mistake, or you had this opportunity, how do you tackle this one? And you try to frame some of the examples for your junior staff to give them experience, what the best experience you have developed in that company. So quite a few things that have been said by this philosopher about employee engagement, and of course, not only these, there are many, but these three points: intellectual, affective, and social, are the activities that will maintain a very good employee engagement in the company. A couple more things. Kingston Employee Engagement Consortium Project 2010. This was about the employee engagement, and more importantly, this inclusiveness in employee engagement. But employee engagement is associated with a range of positive outcomes of individual and organization. They perform better. They've been rated good. They feel more innovative. Look at the sample, 35%. they wanted to stay in the company. Right? Personal well-being. Engaged employees. Third last, engaged employees perceive their workload to be more sustainable than others. They like it. One third employees, second last, one third of employees are fit performers, enjoying high levels of personal well-being. Now, these are some of the extra data points I mentioned over here for your learning, that how the companies took response from the employees, and employees came up with this one. So engaging employees have mostly positive impact, and couple things in this slide are really important. They perform better, and they become more innovative than others. And also there's a Gallup 12 factors of engagement. Also, this is 27 2007, they were there, and people at the workplace, they were very happy. They said, okay, we perform better. And this is an extra literature which I have also taken for you, so that you understand that the engagement importance in the company is more likely required. And if this not possible, then nothing, no innovations will come, no employee behavior will be improved, and not good performance will happen. All of these things are really good for us to learn and then apply. So you're learning every point, and when you grow up, when you try to become a boss, and when you have this responsibility, at that time you will understand that, okay, we learned this thing in our professional diploma, so we can I apply that. So if, for example, the first one, I know what's expected of me at work. So if you know what's expected of your work from you at your work, so everything is positive, then there's no boring of your work, there's no pressure of your work, there's no problem in your work, because you know what's expected from you. That's the requirement. And of course, the second one, I have the materials and equipment, I need to do my work right. So the who has given you that material equipment? Given by the organization, because they know how employees can engage better way. So companies also know that to make people enjoyed, to make people engaged in the work, they provide certain tools, supportive tools. So all of these things are really important one when you work in the organization. So on all of them, I'm sure most of you are really working on the similar line, but learning is always good, that you learn new things and apply in your job. And some more I would like to share with you, some more literature. If we go on the next slide, and you see this, this was also Gallup's engagement index. This was about employees, like engaged employees. You know what engaged employees do? They work with passion and feel a profound connection to their company. They drive innovation and more, move the company forward. This is what we talked about in the last slide as well before that. And not engaged, oh, that's a danger. Employees are essentially checked out. They are sleepwalking through their workday, putting time but not energy or passion into their work. This is something so danger, that imagine if your company not taking any initiative to engage them, the employees will become so tired. They will not show any agility, they will not show any enthusiasm, they will not show any interest into the work. And that's one of the worst things that can happen in the organization. That's why all of the good organization, they are trying to give opportunities to engage employees. And for that reason, number one, which I'm talking about, is work with passion. And when they are engaged, they feel profound. And if you don't provide them this opportunity, then the employees will become, as mentioned in number second. That's a danger one. And of course, there are many there are other actively disengaged employees are not just unhappy at the work, they are also busy acting out their unhappiness. This is something, another danger which comes through the politics in the organization as well. But of course, the first one is the most important for you to learn. Engaged employees, you will see more innovation, and they are the ones, they will take company forward. For that reason, you have to maintain positive, engaged employee environment in the company. Now, these are a couple factors of disengagement, and this is incoherent of the communication channels, which you talk about. Slides which I was talking referring about this an amount of communication does not necessarily contribute to employee perceptions of communications. Yeah, this, poor workplace, poor work-life balance, and few opportunities for leadership development, resulting in limited internal progression, and there's no career development into that, and there are some problems. The communication does not happen, and employee perceptions are not being changed. So the organization or the leadership or the human resource department, they have not done a lot to change the mindset of the people. So those factors contributing to disengagement, and factors contributing to employee engagement, which is the best one, which is the second one, which is helping behavior, voluntary helping others with preventing the occurrence of work related problems. They're helping them. Sportsmanship, maintaining positive attitude, even when things do not go your way, not being offended with others, do not follow your suggestions, being willing to sacrifice personal interest for the good of the group. Oh my God, I love this point. Sportsmanship is somebody who's always carrying the organization first. He is not focusing on his personal interest, but he is maintaining his professional attitude that will take company forward, that will help organization. And see, the second last again is about the organization loyalty, promoting this is what the sense of ownership you do have. You have a loyalty, you love your company, you represent your company, and you want to put efforts for your company, and you feel that whatever you are is because of your company. And then of course the human resource will make you to comply with the organization, but you get a compliance with the organizational laws, regulations and policies and all that. That's also much observed in the organization as well. So these are the things that are organizational strategies for engagement, that organization can do something special for that. There's a commitment to employees. This we talked about in the first slide as well. You're talking about the health issues and health and the safety support from the company, and then you have clear HR policies, and of course fair pay and everything. This technically is a repetition of the slide, but the purpose of bringing that all to help you that how your company can actually do some initiatives to properly engage the employees. And if you see on this side is the training, development and career, immediate management, performance and appraisal, communication, equal opportunities, pay. These are more points which are mentioned. Job satisfaction. So if you take a survey of these all, are these all points mentioned here achieved in your company or not? Or do you have any troubles? Have you asked your employees that they are totally 100% happy with these all or not? Have you taken a survey that your company had taken some initiatives to comply with these all so that they can properly engage employees? All of this. That's why I brought this slide for you, a bit repetition into that one so that you can remind yourself about the interest of the company. So we have talked about these all, and the most important thing was the engagement with the inclusion policy of the organization. And of course, the engagement and the inclusion are the two interconnected concepts, but they're not different from each other. They're interchangeable. So engagement is always focusing on the that employees are ready to put efforts, but inclusion is about how well the contribution, how well the presence, and how well the perspectives, different groups of people are valued and integrated into an environment. And that is the reason that you try to have these all activities. That's why organizational strategy will be positive when you have more inclusion and engagement in the organization. And that's what it is about. We reach to this conclusion. Be a smart HR professional. Maintain inclusiveness in your company through the engagement activities which we have talked about. So all of the top companies which are top today, they are only top because of the proper inclusion. And of course, I will talk in a couple sessions, in the couple coming sessions about EDI, equity, diversity, and inclusion. So inclusion will be a little more repeated in any of the session as well. So in this way, I'm so glad to report that you have completed number 9. That was about inclusiveness and employee engagement. And I hope that you have enjoyed this session, and I look forward to seeing you soon in the next session. Thank you very much.